someone in your life who is so easy to talk to, understood you, and loved you through everything? I have. It was my granny. My granny was my greatest supporter, my best friend, and my teacher, up until the day she died. Without her, I wouldn't have a passion for cooking. I wouldn't be as confident as I am, and I wouldn't be the strong woman I've become. Being taught what I was, my granny has given me the greatest gift of all. If anything she had taught me was important, it was cooking. She taught me how to cook in 2006, and the first thing we did was the Thanksgiving dinner. I was able to cook a turkey from scratch, mashed potatoes, with very little help. Just the thought right there was the greatest because I've always dreamed of cooking with her. She was one of the best cooks I've ever known. Along with teaching me how to cook, she taught me how to sew. The first time she had taught me to sew, it was on a winter day, and we were making sweaters, and it was for kids in need who were in hospitals, and there was a homeless shelter down the street from where she lived. And when we went there, there were so many kids who had nothing. No clothes that were enough to keep them warm, and no shoes that were able to, keep them from freezing. So we had made sweaters, and we had gone to shelters around town, and we bought shoes, and we would help in any way we could. We would volunteer at cooking places to help cook for those in need, and we would donate everything that we had and were able to for them. Once I was able to sew well, we went to hospitals to teach the kids how to sew. And their parents were just filled with joy to know that their kids were able to do something that was more useful than just pondering their death or when they were going to die and if they were going to die. The parents had also joined in to help create these memories for their kids, even if they didn't know how long they had. The greatest of those all was the sewing. Whenever I needed someone to talk to, she was always there. Growing up, I had a very rough past with my dad leaving, and so having my granny there was one of the best things that could have ever happened to me. She was there for me constantly through the trial and through the tribulation, and her words of wisdom were always the same: God's with you. Just having her in my life for those few periods of my life where it was just rough and I didn't know if I was going to make it was the greatest. She always answered her phone. She always talked for hours upon hours, just trying to give me advice and making me feel like there was more to my life than what I was seeing. And during my first breakup, she was the first person I called. We were on the phone for about 8 hours straight. And I can remember crying and her just saying, "Tori, you're going to be okay. This is not going to be your first heartbreak." And I was so mad at her because I didn't want to go through this again. And I did, and she was there. She was always there for me. And her words of wisdom, I don't know how I would have lived without them during that period of my time. And at one point, I'd moved in with her when she had gotten sick. And I can remember days upon days she never left her bed. And it broke my heart. And sometimes I wasn't sure that she would ever wake up from her sleep. And it scared me so bad. But I can think back upon the memories. I actually sewed her a blanket that she was using the night she died. And when I went into her room, she said, "Tori, I thank you for everything that you've been there with me through and the memories that we've created." And she gave me one of her sewing machines that she had bought for me years before she even knew I would be sewing. And it had my name engraved on it. And she said, "This is for you, Tori, and I swear you'll use this for God's glory." And it was the greatest, just thinking, I'm going to do something great for my granny, and I will show her that everything she taught me has not been a waste. So as I conclude, my granny has been the greatest supporter of my life. I don't know where I would have been without her. And now that she's gone, it makes me more sad that I hadn't, loved what she had told me, and that I hadn't accepted all the things that she had given me. Now that I've grown up, I can feel her. I can feel her around me. And I know she'd be proud that I've carried her legacy and that I still go to places and I sew for them, and I still go to cooking shelters and I make food and I do everything I can that she had taught me. And just the thought of that makes me happy to know that I'm doing something good for somebody else.